Hi everyone, it's Greg here. Thanks for watching. So today we're looking at putting a rear view camera onto the back of the caravan. So when I got the Pajero, it had a monitor already in it from the chap before who had the car, and he'd had a rear view camera on his caravan. So we had to find a camera that was going to work with that. So I went into Jayco and found this camera here. I think it was about $120, but I'll put a link in the description. They had the right type of fitting for what we needed, which was this sort of 4-pin fitting. There's a couple of different configurations of this, by the way. So I did originally get one from Electric Bug, and that was a 4-pin plug, but it had a different type of pin out, so it didn't work with our monitor. So I've painted the body of the camera white just to keep it a little bit cooler. I didn't paint around the inside of here because you don't want to get reflections of light off here and start getting ghosting and flaring on the lens. So I had a look at the a video that Safety Dave put together on how to install a rear camera on a caravan, and it was almost the same van as this one. So full credit to them. I'll be following a similar type of technique, but in this video I'll be spending a bit more time looking at how to actually run the cables through, where I put the holes, on the off chance that you happen to have exactly the same van yourself or something similar and can make use of that. So we've got the camera and the cable. It's a 20-meter extension cable. This is the cable we're going to run from the drawbar all the way through the van, bring into the back of the van. So that's looking at the tail of the caravan there, which is about where the camera's going to be, and we'll probably end up with a wiring sitting somewhere up there. Let's go, see how we go. So the first thing I need to do is to work out where to take these cables. So I'm going to start with getting the cable length right at the front. So obviously it'll be attached onto this wiring loom that's already got the 12-pin plug and the Anderson plug. So I'm hoping I can get the cable through here. It's going to be a little bit tight, but the reason doing that, obviously we've got another hole on this side we could use if we needed to. But all of the wiring already runs under this side of the van. So the wiring comes out here, and then eventually runs along here. So you've got all these clips already. You can take more wiring underneath, you can cable tie the wiring to that, and I intend to sort of run it all the way along the back underneath and then bring it up through the floor. The other alternative is to take it under the other side of the drawbar, which would then come out here at the end of this point there, and then perhaps I could take it up, cable tie it to this girder here, and bring it back down. So that's another possibility that I could do if I had to. But first of all, I'm going to try to take it through with all the other cables. So you obviously want to make sure that you pick the right end of the cable first. So that's the end that's going to attach onto the car, right there. So we would need to leave a sufficient amount there. So what I might do is just get sort of cable, just stick this on here just temporarily, just to get the length right. So just a little bit extra, so when it plugs into the car you've got some room for that to kind of sit like this. Now the next thing we need to do is to get the other end of this cable attached onto the other end of this magic thing, which you'd remember using the Selfie Go. Wish I knew what it was called, because I keep on just calling it this bendy bit of plastic that electricians use. I'm sure it's got a proper name. Probably should have just looked that before actually. But is this going to help at all? That cable here just looks like it's in the wrong spot, doesn't it? I don't know how far back that goes. There's room to push it through like that. Oh, it's jolly tight. what I meant about not too much tape. So see, the tape is just bunched up there, so I think if I can get, oh, I reckon it's going to get, okay, it's going, it's gone, we've done it, brilliant, fantastic. So we should be able to just draw that back through. There's a bendy plastic thing coming out the other end. Let's see whether we're going to be able to get it through without getting it jammed on things. Look at that. So we didn't really damage it very much at all. It looks like a couple of layers is about right for that. I took off one cut in there. Excellent. So let's have a quick check how much. Good. So we went through one layer of tape just there. Our plug is unmarked. Excellent. Okay, so I've just finished tidying this all up. So I've pulled the cable all the way through. I've wrapped the video cable in this split tubing that goes with the Anderson plug wiring, and cable tied that to the main loom. So that'll sit neatly underneath there and plug into the camera. I've already tested that before. And put the grommet back in. So now we're ready to start working on the underside. Right, so I've got the cable up through there. I've just taken it through this cable loop, and I'm now going to start the process of underneath the van getting into place. So I'm going to tuck it up there and put it into these little sections that are already there. The little clips are already holding the cable in place. Because they're not going to slide along too easily, I'm just going to feed it through like this. Might need to cut the cable ties, I think, for some of these. It's sitting in place, but it's not gonna. I wonder if we could. Let's try this. That's better. Slide that. I think I don't think it might be. Looks like a water pipe. Right, so that's where we were. So now it's going to go up this end and carry on. Okay, so at this point here, I'm ready to take a hole through the other side, through the floor, probably around here somewhere. We'll just do that from above, and then we better just take the cable up through. Okay, so actually what we're going to do first is to mount the rear camera, so we can be sure exactly which path the cable is going to have to take. So, I'm going to just measure up the width, make sure we get it centered. That's a centre mark. Now, in terms of where to actually mount it. Okay, so Mim's helped with holding the camera in position, and we worked out that this here point is about where we need to go, which, just in case you're interested, so it's about 130 millimeters, 135 mils up from that bit of railing. See it right there, and then on there, and right there, and side to side adjustment. Okay, so I've got a couple of 8 gauge sheet metal screws which will go through this. So I'm just going to start with a pilot hole, both these spots, and then put the screw through. Right, so it hasn't gone through, so it must have gone into a cavity behind there. So we're going to mark those, and then we'll also make a spot for this grommet to go through. So just to sit back there, I reckon we'll be fine, just a little bit off to one side, so the right hand side of the van, because that's where we're going to be taking the cabling. So I reckon about there we can put that. just going to put it. The wind's really picked up this afternoon. This cool change has finally come through. I hope to goodness this will help with fires. So I reckon we just hit something on the other side there. Gone up to 3 mil pilot hole, which is almost the size of the thread, so I don't think we can go any bigger than this. That's right. 1, 2, 3. Put as much pressure as we can on that, so it's pushing the screw through rather than pulling the fiberglass out. Okay. Okay, so we can temporarily pop this in. There's some tape to actually go underneath this to help make it weatherproof, but we're not securing this for good now. Just yet, but just making sure it's all going to work first. Okay, that's fine, and then we can tilt that angle to get it exactly right. So if we imagine. Alright, so I'm back inside now. So I've got the cables coming through there, and we're just working out where we're going to run them. So they're going to go up to the end of there and then down here, but I'm just working out exactly where. So I'm intending to put the cable just about here, so about 50 mils in from each end, which means we're needing to go 395 millimeters that way and about 440 millimeters lengthways. And just make sure there's nothing underneath that's going to get in the way. As I've measured up 750, that's going to come just in from this corner, so what I'm going to do is going to go back up the top, and given there's nothing here at all, I'll just drill a hole at a suitable spot right in that corner, and we'll see where it comes out. Promising. Just leave that drill a bit through the hole just so we can easily spot it from the outside. Let's go and check that we came through. Beautiful. Just about right. So, now we know that the spot's clear, I think we'll grab the hole saw. It's a little bit easier, I think, to probably do it from underneath. And we've got that size there because we need to be able to fit this cable here through. Through the wood, let's get through the vinyl now. Gentle pressure because we don't want to rip it. Okay, so I've just removed that plug of wood and I'll slowly go through the vinyl. There we are, just nice and gentle. Right, so the last thing to do will be to feed the cable along. We'll follow this one here, and then just so we've got the cable up here. We just put a single cable nail there, and now we'll just feed this up into the hole, and we'll draw the rest of that through from the other side. So the job's all done. So I brought the cable through the side of the cupboard, round it up through a hole in the back here, hole saws, bunch the cable up in this cable tie, the excess cable, and just secured that here, secure that to the bottom of the cupboard floor with that little cable clamp, just so it doesn't run away, slide around. The rest of the cable goes through this little hole on the back of that shelf, up through the side of the cupboard, and comes out there. And then we've just got it running along here with some pieces of double-sided tape, just holding the various parts of the connectors down, and the cable then runs out the other side of the van. So that's how we went about installing the rear view camera in the Jayco 2010 Expander. Hope that's been of some use. If you've got any questions, just feel free to make a comment in the video below. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.